Hey guys, it's Rick Utzer here with AirgunWeb, AirgunWeb TV, and Airgun Pro Shop. Today we're going to be talking about a new compressor that we're adding to the lineup. Now we've been looking at carrying the Comtech compressors. We had those, we use them for our commercial fill system, those types of things. You know, bottom line is they're great units, but we're having a hard time getting them here in the States. And that means when people want them, we can't deliver, and that's not good for me, it's not good for business. And it's not good for the sport. We want to be able to have a quality unit that I can put into your hands that's actually going to be a little cheaper, awesome, and that will provide some really, really good features. That's what we have here. This is the new Daystate 110 volt system. Now I say new, this has been on the market for a while, but this has some new features that are just now available. And here's the killer awesome news. It used to be about $2,300, $2,400. Now this is selling for $2,000. So not only does it have new features, it can produce breathing quality air. This thing's built from the ground up as a scuba compressor. This is the real deal here, but the price has also dropped. That is awesome. So let's talk a little bit about what this does. This will fill, primarily it's designed to fill your bottles. Can you fill an air gun with this? Of course you can. It has auto shut off now. That's one of the big new features. But the auto shut off comes from the factory set to 4,500 PSI. It's not easily changed. So really it's designed to fill these carbon fiber bottles. Can you fill a gun? Absolutely. You just got to eyeball the gauge so you don't overfill it, because it fills pretty darn quickly. Now about fill speed, this is doing it right around 1 cubic foot per minute. So let's just put that into some numbers here. If you have a 98 cubic foot tank that's bone dry, it's going to be about 98 minutes to fill it. Okay, so that's about what you got. These little bottles, probably about 20 minutes, give or take a little bit to fill these. Not a big deal. To top these off, 5 or 6 minutes. We're actually going to top this one off today. This is an Omega bottle, your typical pony bottle. It's got 3,000 PSI in it. We're going to bring it up to 4,500. This thing should auto shut off, and it should be good to go. Now, let's say you want breathing quality air. You want the best air you can put into your rifle. This is an extra add-on. This guy right here is another filter. This takes the already clean, dry air that's perfectly suitable for air guns and actually makes it suitable for diving. So that's what this compressor does. Again, this is purpose-built from the ground up as a scuba compressor. It has all the durability, all the longevity. If you change the oil, you do your maintenance, you take care of this thing, it's going to take care of you, and this thing is going to last year after year after year after year. It's going to be a one-time investment that you're going to use probably forever, and you're going to hand to your kids so they can go shoot air guns. That's what this thing is designed to do. I know there's a lot of other options on the market, very, very cheap, $300, $400 compressors you can buy on eBay. Here's the problem with those. The output on those can be absolutely filthy. It can be full of dirt, debris, and moisture. This solves that problem. If you have a $200 gun, I can see getting a $200 compressor, no big deal. Use it, have fun. Eventually you're gonna wanna move to something like this. I get it, no big deal. But if you've got a $1,000 air gun, a $1,500 air gun, just think about it for a minute. Do you wanna put the air out of a $200 or $300 compressor that's not certified breathing quality, that's not certified dry and clean? You wanna put that into your gun? Because when you have to send your gun in for service and they take it apart and they're pouring water out of the tube and the tube's pitted, I guarantee you that is not going to be covered under warranty. And I'm not talking anecdotally here. I've talked to manufacturers. This is happening to owners of air guns. They're sending them in because something's wrong with their gun. The manufacturer's taking them apart and finding all kinds of problems inside the gun because they've been using these really cheap compressors without the proper filtration. It's not worth it. If you're really into the sport, you're filling a couple bottles a week, let's say, this thing is going to be your best friend. Let's go ahead and fill a bottle now. All right, so when you're going to go to start this, you want to leave your bleed valve open. You want to let it start to cycle, do its thing, sort of, you know, have everything working, get lubricated before you start making it work. So we've got our bleed valve open. I'm going to go ahead and connect my DIN valve. Now it comes with a DIN valve. It also comes with an adapter. I'm waiting for mine to come in that lets you, it kind of converts this to a female Foster connector. So you can, you know, fill your gun directly, or bottles that have the nipple on them. So, all right, so that's connected. Now this, again, this is at 3,000. We're gonna top this off to 4,500. Let's just see how long it takes. We're gonna open this up. We're gonna hit the little green button. That's it. That's as loud as this gets. All right. Now, one thing about the condensate that comes out of this, it's gonna have oil and it's gonna have moisture. You wanna capture it somehow. Catch it in a rag, catch it in a bottle, put a hose in it, collect it, take it down to a place that recycles oil. Don't just dump it out into your yard, it'll kill your grass, and it may actually be an EPA thing, so don't do that. You wouldn't dump motor oil on your front yard, don't dump this either. Okay, now I've shut the bleed valve. We're gonna let this gain to about 3,000 PSI, and then I'm gonna open this bottle. So we're making air right now. Already, we're climbing pretty quickly. A little footage for you. Okay, you guys get the idea. Okay. All right, we're at 200 bar right now, 3,000 PSI. I'm gonna open this tank. Now we are filling the tank. So we'll look at the clock. Let's just see how long it takes to go. And there we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and bleed this off. I'll shut my tank first. It's important to note the tank's not very warm at all. Sometimes these things feel so hot that the tank's super hot. This is not hot at all. Okay, now what I'm going to do just for giggles here, we're just going to let it run off without any pressure. Just let it blow out the condensate. Okay. Now you can do that a little longer if you've got had a little more run time on it. Maybe if you just filled a big bottle or whatever. Just kind of gets all the rest of the crud out of the lines and lets the system sort of purge itself so you don't have moisture sitting in your compressor just sitting there. That took a whopping 4 minutes and 10 seconds, add a few seconds for me fumbling with my phone to get the stopwatch started, but under 5 minutes we topped this off from 3,000 to 4,500. So guys, that is the Daystate compressor. I'm super impressed with what this does. It's super quiet. I don't know if you could tell on the camera, but it's very, very quiet, not obnoxious at all. It's gonna really treat you well. If you do the regular maintenance, as they tell you with the oil changes and so forth, and here's something, let me just say this, you have to use their oil. It's a Coltree special oil, and it's designed for the high pressure you get out of these compressors. If you just go down to your local whatever store and buy synthetic compressor oil, that will not work in this. You will burn these up with that. You have to run the Coltree oil, and it's quite expensive, but there's a couple things about it. One, it takes the heat. Two, it's safe. If you do fill a scuba tank, it's safe for that. It's actually designed for that purpose. So you can't just go buy any oil. Make sure you buy the right oil. Make sure you buy the Coltree oil. You can get it from us. We're going to have that available. Not a big deal. Guys, that's going to wrap it up. If you have any questions, go to our website, www.airgunproshop.com. Take a look at these, all of our different HPA offerings. And this is $2,000. Maybe that's more than you want to spend. We do have some options starting all the way down to like $700, $800, all the way up. So if you want something that's quality, that's really going to take care of you and your guns, take a look at our website again, www.airgunproshop.com. Thanks for watching.